Theo em nhớ thì cô muốn nói một cái chủ đề liên quan đến cái cái nhu cầu hiện nay của thế gian mà cần phải có cái sự hợp tác của các nhóm trên thế giới. Và em cũng có chia sẻ với cô là gần đây thì em ờ, có ấn tượng với cả cái chủ đề mà chú Kiệt có trình bày trong cái series bài giảng các giai đoạn trên đường đạo của chú, nói về cái thái độ của ờ, của sự tuân phục huyền môn. Thì cô cũng thấy đây là một cái chủ đề hay, và cũng có thể là cô sẽ nói đến cái chủ đề này trong bài nói chuyện hôm nay. Đó thì đấy là cái mà chúng ta có thể chờ đợi cái phần trình bày sắp tới của cô Tuija. Và đáng nhẽ là hôm nay còn có thể là có thêm sự tham gia của chú Glenn, là một người đã có một cái mối liên hệ rất là sâu sắc với cả các cái vị tu sĩ ở Tây Tạng. Thế nhưng mà chắc là hôm nay chú không không tham gia được, cho nên sẽ chỉ có cô Tuija thôi, cho nên là thời gian cũng sẽ thoải mái ạ. Và chúng ta vẫn còn 6 phút nữa thì sẽ đến giờ, và mọi người có thể ờ, giữ cái tâm thái sau cái bài thiền vừa rồi, yên lặng để chờ đến giờ của cô Tuy ạ. À,
Good morning, dear friends. I just tried to adjust my place. That 1 second. And do you hear the dogs barking?
no, we don't hear
Oh,
anything except your voice.
that's that's nice. Okay. Do you see me now?
Yes, we see you.
Hello, dear friends. Do you have the vid on or? Oh, I
Yeah,
see some of you. Wonderful.
mọi
I'm
người có
just
thể bật
trying to.
video lên ạ. Yeah, so I will do some technical reminder for the Vietnamese group. So just a moment. Bây giờ thì
Shall I share? But while you are doing that, shall I share my screen?
yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
Bây giờ thì mọi sẽ có phần phiên dịch song song bằng tiếng Việt với cả cô Tuya do chị Dương dịch trực tiếp, cho nên là nhóm mình ai mà muốn nghe bằng tiếng Việt thì hãy ấn vào cái nút mà nó có hình cầu để mà mình chọn cái cái kênh tiếng Việt để mình nghe ạ. Còn lại thì cô Tuya cái kênh chính là kênh tiếng Anh. Yes, so that's my announcement already went to the Vietnamese group, and today your interpreter, she will interpret to you simultaneously at the same time, so you don't have to stop for her to interpret your talk. So please just keep talking. uh, Please unmute yourself.
Yes. 1 second. I just tried to put the system sound down because there are coming those messages. Okay, now it should. And then try to get this panel open that if there are anyone to be seen. Okay, I see Tang Kwok. Who are they? Anyway, hello everybody from Finland, and warmly to see you. Wonderful to be with you again, and also thank you so very much for inviting me. Lam Kiet, I think you are somewhere there. Hello, Lam from Finland. And hello, my every dear friend. So many months have been running. I was really, when I was there, it was October when we met, and cannot believe that it is already March. And somehow, oh, it didn't work with me last time. I think it was the last full moon when I got sick. So, and also my situation at the moment is that I have my little dog here. He has the heart problem, and that's why I have to keep myself near them, that I can somehow follow that there is not coming any emergency, because we had very difficult last night. So that's why if you hear some noises, I'm very sorry. But that is the situation for me at the moment. I was just thinking that we would go into meditation, and after that, we could discuss about the present things. And I have been getting from you um, those questions. You find this paper, so that if you who sent the questions can then put in one point on chat again, and let us then talk about these. And still, I apologize that it has been impossible for me because of the schedules, and also this situation that we have the conference coming, which is giving a lot of extra work with these many works that we have already now. So let us tune in, and if you can tell me then, lovely to see your faces. And is the sound okay?
Yes, we can hear the sounds very well.
Okay. So we are in the energies of a Pisces. And actually, maybe we look a little bit about the chart. I didn't put that into these slides, but let us remind me that we look a little bit about this energetic insight via the astrology, that we just had the full moon and full eclipse as well, which is really meaningful. But into the energies of Pisces, and this that we were in our rehearsal to learn to visualize and to learn to cultivate our physical brain to implement the message. This is only rehearsal, as I have been emphasizing. We are not following this meditation in the sense that we would be needing to discuss or argue anything over these, but this is just for us to prepare ourselves in this very, very historical time that we have for all of us, for the group, for the disciples, for humanity at this time. So let us take these words in. With true divine indifference, I shoulder every load that comes on my way. For naught can touch my soul. To manifest this confidence, I dedicate myself. Now create your own very clear invocation for asking help for humanity and our planet. It can be only word or few sentences, not long, because we share that in the end of the meditation. And you can write it down if you want. We all are in the work of establishing the future schools, occult schools. We will later see the schools founded in each nation. Admission into them will not be easy of attainment, but each applicant for instruction will be subjected to a drastic entrance examination. We can look towards the far future, or hopefully not too far, but we all are in rehearsal of that. You will find each school will differ somewhat, not in fundamentals, but in methods of application and their emphasis, due to the wise discrimination of the head of the school. This head being of the same nationality or as the pupils, and having the faculties of the causal body fully developed, will apply the method to the immediate need. He will see that it is always the question of the need. All of these millions of souls have a particular role to play in the great plan. All of us, we have been called forth by the Lord of the Lords, the Lord of the world, by Sanat Kumara himself. So in our minds, let us unite East and West. Realize that at this time, we can say Eastern teacher, Tibetan, has the main responsibility to teach the Western disciples. He is talking many times upon the differences in us, in our brain situation. And we may talk about that in some point. But let us make sure that we, in our two hemispheres, we unite these two like the dual ray of the second ray, love and wisdom. The West is struggling a lot with the idea of love, and eased with wisdom. Today's word is expectancy. Be animated by the sense of expectancy, which the emotional nature can be trained to express and experience. As you work in this way, believe that there has been true success because the previous requirements have been duly met. The true success is referred to the moment of full moon. This belief is assisted by an acknowledged attitude of the physical brain in which the belief of true success is held. And this is something magical formula that Master is given to us. It is the responsibility of the group to hold all the time in one's physical brain activity the success of the group. It's our responsibility to train our physical brain, that we hold that belief. I have noticed that many times these very meaningful words are overlooked. But when you contemplate deeper, Master here is giving us a huge hint of success. Master DK, above everything else, pay close attention to reaching me, if possible at the time of the full moon, and give to the 5 days thereof your constant thought. This is the 5th day. Force yourself to release the magnetic power of your soul-infused personality. The technique of contact must be discovered by you and established in action. Each disciple develops his own technique. Holding still our alignment with the full moon energies and the work which is done in all ashrams. And particularly we can think this time that this full moon in Pisces will certainly be the last full moon related to era of the Forerunner. Pisces closes the cycles. Pisces takes from all signs. Pisces is also Alpha, as it is Omega. So extend your vision and try to reach the highest point, whatever you can reach in you. To look in vast vistas of the soul. Pisces takes us in the depths of the sea. But in future, Pisces and Aries will form only one sign. That's why there is already the hint of the highest. Our work is so much about the future. That is why it is important in us to practice the contact. And this approaches the science of approach to divinity is one of those sciences that we are studying in the schools and also contemplate. The task of receiving impressions are not easy one. That's why we, in this point of evolution and development, we will need to learn to recognize those impressions. During the full moon, it is one of those vital points of the month. Of course, we need to learn to become very clear and transparent and develop our minds that the glamours and illusions are severed away. But this is a great rehearsal that we all are going through. And we need to remember those guidelines which are already preparing us for the future. Now this historical time that we have at our hands, the era of the forerunner is closing. The era of the one centennial cycle is closing. Hierarchy will have its great conclave. We assume that it could be around Taurus, around Vesak time. We don't know that. We don't know is that a longer period. But we know that it is this year. And we follow our landmarks here down to earth. That's why use this moment of Pisces, which will give for you a huge help to reach those deepest depths of the soul and highest heights of the soul. Your notebook will be your best friend at this time. Also reflect that it has been the moment in this full moon, the eclipse, full eclipse. And eclipses are always symbolizing the initiation. We will talk about this more in our discussion. Let us paraphrase the message of the angels. It came from a group of beings and was spoken to a group of beings. It is therefore a world message, a message which still waits response. When the consciousness which is Christ's has been awakened in all men, then we shall have peace on earth and goodwill among men. When this has taken place, then will God be glorified. The expression of our divinity will bring to an end the hatred rampant upon earth and break down all the separating walls which divide man from man, group from group, nation from nation, religion from religion. Where there is goodwill, there must be peace. There must be organized activity and recognition of the plan of God. For that plan is synthesis. That plan is fusion. That plan is unity and at-one-ment. Then Christ will be all in all, and God the Father will be glorified. This must be brought about by a living union with God through Christ. Through the historical Christ who revealed God, and through the individual Christ hidden in every human heart, who must be brought to birth. Attune now, deeper and deeper, interior dimension. Ponder upon the angel of the presence stands within the light divine, the center and the meeting place of many forces. These forces meet and blend. They focus in the head of him who stands before the angel. Say, be still and know that I am God. Align with the star of sensitivity, the Sirius. The great angels, whom we call the solar angels, descended from the brilliant star via the heart of the sun. Align with the heart of the sun and with the first initiation of humanity. Feel yourself under the influence of solar fire, as opposed to fire by friction. Let us say together the dedication to Christ and to his mission. Forgetting the things which lie behind, I will strive towards my higher spiritual possibilities. I dedicate myself anew to the service of the coming one, and will do all I can to prepare men's minds and hearts for that event. I have no other life intention. In this dedication, in your life direction, sense the inner door, the point of silence. The indigo blue disk, the door to within. Go through that point. And now we have visualizations according to the Master DK. Visualize the solar angel as a many-tinted lotus of 9 petals in 3 circles. Around a central set of 3 closely folded petals, which shield what is called in the Eastern books the jewel in the lotus. This lotus is a thing of rare beauty, pulsating with life, and radiant with all the colors of the rainbow. Now, see the solar angel as a sphere of radiant fire. As a sphere of radiant fire linked with the initiate, with you, standing before it by that magnetic thread of fire, which passes through all his, your bodies, and terminates within the center of the physical brain. This silver thread, as it is rather inaccurately called in the Bible, where the description of its losing of the physical body and subsequent withdrawal is found. It emanates from the heart center of the solar angel, linking thus heart and brain, that great duality manifesting in this solar system, love and intelligence. This fiery sphere is linked likewise with many others belonging to the same group and ray, and thus it is a literal fact in demonstration that on the higher planes we are all one. One life pulsates and circulates through all via this fiery strand. This is part of the revelation which comes to a man who stands in the presence with his eyes occultly opened. And now see the solar angel as a radiant angelic existence. This is seen by the inner eye with the same accuracy of vision and judgment as when a man stands face to face with another member of the human family. This great solar angel who embodies the real man and is his expression on the plane of higher mind is literally his divine ancestor. The watcher who through long cycles of incarnation has poured himself out in sacrifice in order that man might be. Contact with your solar angel. See him as the solar angel, as a many-tinted lotus of 9 petals, as a sphere of radiant fire, as a radiant angelic existence. This is what Master DK is asking us, that we would be given time every day to our so-called our solar angel. Imagine the network of all millions of solar angels. Attuning to the realm that we too seldom contemplate upon. Tune in with your solar angel, and in that communion reflect your group, the big national group to which you belong to. Try to feel your connection to your national group. That your group belongs to. As we have been talking earlier, there is a special dharma and also karma. Why you have been born in this incarnation to your group, your national group. From that national solar angel has been emanating, we can say, another solar angel, even though it is the same solar angel, which has brought your group together in Vietnam. It has particular quality. It has particular rate of light. But then it has shared mission with that solar angel which is behind the University of the Seven Rays and its particular branch, which is Moria Federation. And that is the mystery that we all share together. All of these emanations of the angels, which are manifestations of the great plan, the purpose of Sanat Kumara, one of his purposes, which is related to educate humanity, store the mysteries, restore them on earth, to correct all that what happened in the past, where things were directed to the wrong direction. This year is also that year that the angels are starting to, or this long period, the next period related to the fourth ray is going to take place, and we are supposed to come closer with the angel kingdom. So our work is related to educate people, restore the mysteries, and to learn more how to work with the angels, more conscious ways. So let us remember the words of the Master to give time every day to contact our solar angel. This is the work which is done in our own sacred and secret laboratory. They are the studies which is not exactly the things to share with the world, just for us to take care of our own directed teaching, what has to be discovered. For we all belong to the Christ. He is the leading figure. He is the leading force. And he has enormous responsibility related to this planet, to this humanity. The mixed humanity from earlier solar systems and moon chainers and earth chainers. just contemplate while keeping your contact, trying to really, really find this living link from the heart of the solar angel to your brain. And then reflect your part in the work of a hierarchy, the plan, and supporting the Christ to come. And what might be your role in that? We cannot see it yet or know the particulars, or maybe some of you can, but all of this is related to the next life. And these are the months and years that we are making ourselves to fit. And then little by little, we will come back from the meditation. So, Anne,
Yes.
is there something particular that we should now talk, or what do you think?
Um, no, it's up to you what you would like to talk about.
I was
Of
just
course,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah, because there was a list of questions for you a long time ago, but because
Right.
it is long time ago, so you don't have to like answer all of them now. So I think you can talk about something that you like first, and then we
Mm,
will receive questions after that.
okay. So, and if you have now any questions, please write them down. I was just thinking I will take now the chart of the full moon and try to let us just take it here so that we can talk a little bit about it. So if there are not any burning questions now, and I will okay, this is the other one. I put that away. So, dear friends, this is, as said, it is just amazing time that we have at our hands. And thinking about this moment, that how we all should be going through these days, that we are not falling to the our average human living and our demands in the physical life and all these burdens and maybe the fears because of the situation on earth and everything what is going on. But let us understand ourselves that even though we are not this kind of magicians that can just create this world moving into peace immediately and all the problems would have been solved. This is the process that we are going through on Earth, and we need to learn. This is something so important. We need to learn how to work as disciples. And it is easy to say, but really we still lack a lot of, when I'm thinking generally, our group work, that how much it is still emphasized the personality lives of the group. And this is affecting directly what is going on in the world. Maybe before I go to this chart, I still want to read that. I was reading that during the full moon, but still it is so fantastically said. Sorry, I have many things going on in my screen. So I try to take that text. It's really straight by Tibetan. And this is written during the World War. Um, where is it? Okay, here. So, and let us reflect this to this time, even though this is not written, but there are so many things to be considered. And think about, this is the word, these are words of the master. After the recognition of individual responsibility, uh, by the way, I will send this text to via chat to Daisy. Daisy, I tried to find you. Where are you? And is that Daisy record? Is that the thing where I could send for you the text? Or Daisy Micro? Can somebody answer to me?
Just let me ask her.
Okay. Both
Oh,
are fine. Okay. Okay, Daisy, I just, from where you answered, I will put this text to you now. So maybe it is easier for you to. Oh, there is a text. Ah, word limit. Gosh, this is difficult. 1 second. Oh. I should have been doing this earlier. Maybe this is about 1,000. Think about how many words we are speaking every day. So I have the limit to the 1,000 words. That is it. Oh gosh, it didn't accept even this one. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this it accepted. There is one. And valuable. However, okay. They come in little pieces, Daisy. Sorry. So that I can get them to you. I still continue a little bit, Daisy. There came the last part. Yes. So now it is for you and it's easier for you to translate this. I think so. So going back to the text, I start from the beginning. And this is coming from externalization of the hierarchy 381. After the recognition of individual responsibility is to replace emotion by practical love expressed in selfless service. The third step is to reorganize our lives so that we have time for this needed service. Most people are not getting the maximum of results out of their daily lives, and this for several reasons. Frequently, they do not really desire to make the sacrifices which such service demands. Often they are under the delusion that their present output of service represents their utmost possibility. Again, they fancy that their health could stand no more active work, or they require time for themselves, or they waste many valuable hours doing those things which yield no real results. Wow, how true is that? If, however, the need today is as great as we are led to believe, if this is the hour of man's extremity, if the issues are so great that the entire future of the race depends upon the outcome of the war, then the one thing that really matters is for man to play his part, to mobilize his time and all that he has and make that supreme effort, which will release life and energy and make the winning of the war something immediately possible and the rebuilding era of success. This he must do at any cost, even that of life itself. As spiritual paradox becomes apparent, the individual is of supreme importance, and yet at the same time, what happens to him as he serves and fights for human freedom is of no individual importance at all. A brief period of organized effort, and at the end, death is of more vital usefulness today than the futile doing of the same of the things a man feels like doing in a leisurely way and then meandering feebly down the years. Therefore, the development of a sense of individual responsibility, the expression of real love in service, and the reorganizing the life so as get the utmost out of each day constitutes constitutes the preparatory states of the man who seeks to participate in the reconstruction period. So think through how we could reorganize our lives in order to become better and more useful server. So dear friends, these were fantastic words by Master. And I know that keeping these kind of thoughts is sometimes it can be also depressing, but don't let any of these kind of negative emotions come on your way. This is not time to do that. Do you remember our motto? Never give up. So the group has the strength. The group life has an enormous um, the influence to the world, to your nation, and then as a global group to humanity. I have been thinking a lot about that from where we could see our influence. Have we done anything real in this world? I think we have, and I would like to ask: do we have Lamkiet here? What is Lamkiet's thought about it? Yes, Lamkiet, would you be kind and say what are your thoughts about that how successful the group has been? What are your thoughts about that?
Hello.
Hello, Lam. Lovely.
Nice to meet you again.
Yes, hello. Big hug.
À, à, tôi ra hỏi về tôi nghĩ về cái thành công của nhóm. Tôi không biết cô tôi ra muốn hỏi về nhóm Việt Nam chúng ta đã thành công như thế nào, hay là ý cô muốn hỏi khác. Daisy dịch cho cô giùm tôi nhé.
Dạ, cảm ơn chú. Chắc là Tú Anh sẽ dịch nhỉ? Dịch cho
Tú
chú
Anh.
để hỏi
Ừ.
lại cô xem là cái câu hỏi của cô là cụ
Dạ,
thể như thế nào.
dạ. So Tuija, um, Lâm Kiều want to ask you, he doesn't know if you want to ask about the Vietnamese group or the MF group in general.
I was just thinking, like in general, you can say via the particular, but I was just thinking about what do you think the world situation at the moment, and how the world group has been successful in this time of what we are living. If we think about that, there are these critical places, discussions in Gaza, in Ukraine still, and so forth.
Trong ý kiến của tôi đó thì tình hình thế giới mấy tháng gần đây nó đảo lộn tất cả. Tôi nhớ trong cái lần mà cô Tuija gặp mặt ở nhóm Sài Gòn đó, thì chúng ta cũng hình dung được khi Tổng thống Donald Trump mà đắc cử thì không biết nó như thế nào. Và thực sự khi ông mới nhậm chức 1-2 tháng đó, thì dường như một cái trật tự cũ nó bị đảo lộn hoàn toàn. Và đối với ông đó thì không có bạn mà dần gần như tất cả thành thù. Và những người mà đối với chúng ta, đối với tôi á, xem như là không phải là goodwill, thiện chí, thì đối với ông lại là bạn. Tất cả đều đảo lộn và chúng ta thấy tình hình nó rối ren ở khắp thế giới. Và tôi biết trường Montreal Federation quốc tế cũng như ở Việt Nam, chúng ta đã cố gắng nỗ lực để giúp vào cái tình hình đó, và tôi nghĩ nó cũng có thành công bước nào đó, và chúng ta có lẽ phải tiếp tục để cầu nguyện, khẩn cầu sự hỗ trợ của các đấng cao cả để ổn định cái tình hình mà chúng ta thấy là nguy hiểm này. Rồi Tú Anh dịch trình chú đi nhé.
Yeah, so Tuija, my opinion is that the world situation in recent months has been completely turned upside down. I remember when Tuija met the Saigon group, we could imagine what would happen if Trump was elected. And when he took the office, the White House, the old order was completely turned upside down. And for him, there were no friends, but almost everyone was an enemy. Those who I consider to have no goodwill, he considered friends. And the situation was chaotic all over the world. I know that the the Montreal Federation School and the Vietnamese group as well has made efforts to help the situation, and it works to some extent. So we need to continue to do the work, the service, to support the world.
Absolutely, absolutely, and and I hope everyone, you in the group, you are not taking these words as political words. We are trying to really see what is happening behind the scenes. And when Mr. Trump was taking his post, of course, it has been a shock. And when we are not taking sides to in that sense, when we think about individuals, but we have to see what these individuals are doing and which type of forces are working through them. And this force, which is now rampant in United States and in Russia, are dangerous forces. They had to have come. We know it because this is the time. This is the great time of changes in humanity, in that sense that humanity has to make decision which way it wants to go. And when we have those centennial meetings like what is now developing in hierarchy, that there is the centennial conclave, when all masters are looking their disciples. They look the humanity itself, but particularly the disciples, how we emphasize at this time the rules, the law of the soul, or the law of the love. No matter what type of divisions we have in our opinions, because everyone are entitled to have their opinions, but how we actually interact, that's why study everything in your group, own group. What do we emphasize in our groups? Because the spiritual groups have their impact, huge impact, through the ethers. So that's why all of us, we should be emphasizing reconciliation, common understanding, willingness to co-work. Learn that, but whatever, that in the group life, there comes always friction. It has to come because we work through the karma. But realize that in that field, we have the possibility to really serve. When we take a cool stand, just calmly listen each other, facing each other, putting these whatever problems we have on the table and look that problem. What does it mean? How we can solve together. This emphasis in the political field, which is cultivating all the time the insult of the other, putting down the other, not caring about the pain of the other, putting the other into the corner, not giving any chance to give impression from their own side, is wrong. It's not the hierarchical method. It's not the method of the Christ. That every one of us, we have to really put ourselves against the wall and ask from ourselves, am I truly serving the Christ? Do I now bring more problems to the world? Or am I a part of that front of the great ones who are trying hard now to emphasize upon humanity, the solution towards the future? That's why we are in that critical point, as the Master was writing, that if the world situation, what he was saying, is so great and dangerous, we have to do all we can. And it is so dangerous. Dear friends, it is so dangerous at the moment. So that these forces, which are, my own opinion is that they are not only the forces of the planetary evil, but that also the cosmic evil is involved, as it was in the time of the Roman Empire, during the time of the Sun Kings in France in Middle Age, and then through the Nazi Germany. These are the 3 times when the cosmic evil was having its grip on Earth. So certainly these high forces are at work, and of course, because it's the some when we think about planetary lives and the centennial cycles, which are then related to the cycles in solar system. All of these cycles are related to the chakric system of the solar system. So our planet is playing some of the how one would be saying transformation in chakra. As we know in our lives that we have to move from the lower chakras to the higher ones. The same is going on solar systemic life. Of course, this is a type of life that we we do not have to consider, but it is the principle that we would understand what is happening in us too and in the group life. The group, like ours, are those who are transforming via our daily living, via our communication with each other, those energies which are rampant in humanity. So I think that the world group has not done completely badly, but it has not done completely successful because these things have been implemented. They have already manifested on the physical plane. And that is always for us the sign that if we are able to keep those forces behind the scenes on the mental plane, that is the plan by the masters. You remember that Master DK said that the war should never precipitate on the physical plane. The fight should be fought on the mental plane. And how it is done, that is upon the spiritual groups, the people of goodwill, and very much upon the occult groups that we are aiming to become. So let us look this chart, what is now the last full moon, dear friends, the last full moon in those eras that we were talking, the era of the forerunner. And it is really amazing because we have there the, if you look these, what is that? The conjunctions, the Sun and Saturn. Saturn, which is really the planet of disciple, the planet of opportunity, the planet of time, the Lord of time and space. It's of karma. It is of punishments. It is of the master who is giving you, or the Lord who is giving you the permission to go to the next level. It's the great testing Lord. So that Lord is now with the Sun. And also there is conjunction with the esoteric or the special ruler of Pisces, Neptune, with the North Node here, which is the head of the serpent, the dragon. So it gives, in one sense, when we think about occultly those, it is also the master, the head of the master, which is devouring all what has been, what is negative, because remember this symbol of the Ouroboros, the serpent, which eats its own tail. This power can transform all that what is in the past. So now, you know that the full moon is about that the sun and the moon, father and the mother, are in the position of opposition, which is a huge, it's like a very tuned string. And what is when there is this exactly the attunement, it is the most powerful point from our perspective, because that has brought now this one sign together. There are occultly, there are only 6 signs, and our monad is on the 6th plane. So the number 6 is very important in the life on this planet, on Earth. So now the tail is here with the moon. which is about the karma, the past. The moon is the prison of the soul. Now this is in the last full moon in Pisces, which is the ending of the era, ending of the cycles, consummation, taking everything, because it is said the Pisces is taking from all signs. So we have the possibility, because it's very, oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking too quickly. It's the Pisces is the point in the energetic cycle, how we work with energies and how we are able to now make synthesis. We are able to look really with wisdom, because Pisces is very sensitive. We can gather everything together if we want. And now we have the head of the dragon there, the power, really standing power of the, and the dragon, which is related to the planet Earth itself. This is now there, just like on the plate for us. If we have eyes to see, if we have ears to hear, let us take this moment. This is the 5th day of the full moon. I'm sorry if you hear these sounds. There is again this what is that called? The system sound goes always on. I don't understand that, but I put that away. So this that we have that amazing possibility for us. And the 5th day now of the full moon, it's still the sacred time. Communicate with your solar angel. Give a real conscious moment to all of this. Write everything down. Look towards the future. Be aware that we are closing this era. I don't know, as I have said to you, I don't know when the era of the Forerunner is officially ending. Has he said that? Lamkid, if you remember that, please put that on the chat, but I don't remember. But by reasoning that because of Pisces is always the point in some kind of purpose which has went forth, Pisces gathered that together and ends it. We are in the decade of the king. That is also very meaningful. That the king represents, of course, in 2 levels, the Christ himself and the King of Kings, Sanat Kumara. This last full moon has that map for us. Exoteric ruler Jupiter has no contacts anywhere, but it is in the sign of Gemini, which is about the communication with the soul and the personality. It's like when we think about exoteric ruler, we can always think about its relationship to humanity itself. And it's like that, you know, that in Gemini we do also the decision like we do in Libra in the more fundamental sense. But in Gemini, it's one of those signs of the disciple. And if we think about that, okay, I don't have that slide there. But if we think about that, what happens then in, I try to, one second, if I have put that, no. That Gemini gives us that great possibility to communicate with the soul. So it's like the humanity expressed via the Jupiter's position, the exoteric ruler. It's like the humanity now can respond to the soul of humanity or to the personality of humanity. But then esoteric ruler, which is then Pluto, is now there, having with the sextile, with the esoteric or the special ruler of Neptune. So esoteric hierarchical ruler Pluto has direct contact with Neptune, and the sextile is always about that how the gifts are coming to you, how when you have been having a period of test and you have had the possibility to learn during that time. Now that time has come to the end, and now it's the sextile, which is well, it can be also the gifts which are like punishments as well, depending how one has been doing. But in general sense, when we have the sextile, it's this one of the disciple action angles that humanity does not work so consciously, but we should work consciously, and that's why those results are brought for us. Then it was the time of the eclipse, which is the huge impact. It was on lunar life. It was the lunar eclipse. So for me, it is telling about that, that those who had been working and had been successful in that when they have done the real work, then also the initiatory energies are pouring in. According to the Vedic tradition, this is the moment of Uttara Phalguni, that deity, which is it is a star of love, spiritual love. It is the commitment, the star of commitment and of unity. Think about your unity in the group with the hierarchy. And then commitment. Now, dear friends, it is a time to think in deeper ways your commitment to Christ. And talk that with Lamkiet about that you will understand that in the life of disciples, we will come all the time to those places, to those moments where we are needing to emphasize our will. And they are expressed by commitments, by oaths. If you study Buddhism, you hear constantly this and that great deity did take that oath, did take that oath. The Christ himself, the oath of Bodhisattva, many of them, the oath of Bodhisattva. It is dedicating oneself in the deep service, and this point where the sun is now, according to the Vedic tradition, is about the commitment to service, the greatest service. So keep that in your mind when we are moving forward, and maybe during the Vesak, I don't know. But all of these 3 full moons for us at this time, they are very important. They are those steps for us to work towards the future, to really work for the Christ and with him, with your co-workers, with your friends. Your group is your friends, and the group should become the friend of Christ. So and then it is also, this point is something which is related to the leadership all of you are some kind of leaders in your own circles. When we think about our family members, very often it is the disciple who is uplifting that group, who is working behind the scenes. Maybe we have different relationships. Some relationships are very toxic and very difficult, but that is our field of work, field of service, very practical level, to bring everything into harmony. And doesn't matter, dear friends, how much it is hurting you to forgive and to do this, but let us do it, because those are the little ripples which are then along this field of devas, those communicators who are studying these energies, who will then um, weave the web. And if we are more in that, who are ready to give up to the old, and we see so clearly that this is the antidote, then that is a huge wave, like thinking about the tsunami. These are the tsunamis of goodness. These are the tsunamis of love. These are the tsunamis of the Christ principle. And they are also those things, because it's some kind of thought form, is about that how the three great Buddhas will stimulate these thought forms. They actually also take notice of that type of work, and they stimulate these thought forms, and that is about the building of the antakarana in humanity, and which is amazing. It is the humanity's job to link that. I don't really understand how it is possible, but this is the words of the master, who says that humanity is then linking these two centers, hierarchy and Shambhala. It's amazing. So our good deeds are helping this linking of the antakarana as well. So is there anything about the astrology, or something pointed out of the eclipse that somebody would like to do? Or is there any questions? Would Lamkeet like to say something? It's quiet. I hope you are getting something out of this. So we have been already about 1.5 hours together. So if he, Anne, what about if you would be having, do you have those questions available? If there are
Yeah,
no comments, other comments? I
yeah.
hope
I
that I
think,
have not been shocking you. I hope
yeah,
that this,
I think what you have shared is so interesting and so deep that people have to process a little bit. So I think if we give 1 more minute, and I could ask the group if anyone have any comment
right,
or
right.
any idea we would like to share with you, then we will keep the space for them to raise your hand, or you can send it in chat. And
I
I
can
think,
understand.
meanwhile, Duan can send the questions from the group a long time ago to the chat for you to see if you would like to answer them today, or you can save it for the next meeting.
Right. So there was coming to Anne, Michael. Well, you remember that so the third subplane. And do you want to translate that to the group? What is the
No, I
question?
think maybe Daisy already translating it at the
Okay.
same time. But would you like to read it so that Daisy can translate that into Vietnamese?
Okay. Michael Robbins once noted that we won't obtain desired results in meditation if we are not yet able to focus on the causal body. So how could one reach to the soul or the causal level where the second and the third subplane of the mental plane are found? Maybe it has been translated now. So that is true. And you know, the more one succeeds and advances and develops in life, one is all the time become more and more aware and conscious disciple, the soul in incarnation. So the natural result is about soul life and how the causal body is functioning and is radiated on physical plane. So when we go through the first initiation, we found first the causal body on the third subplane. And when we go through the first initiation, it moves to the second plane. And there it's like stays. There are some references that the cause of the egoic lotus is not moving from the second to the first, but through or when we go through the fourth initiation, you know that in the causal field happens that destruction. So is that then that the vibrationally the egoic lotus have been risen in the influence of the first subplane, but at least the synthesis petals or the inner petals, they have to be related to the highest plane. But this whole thing is natural process, and in that sense that whenever we have the intention that we turn towards the soul, and that is our job. We just have to build via meditation, continuous regular meditation, we build the antakarana, and those results are going to be more and more desired by the eye of the soul and the master. So in that sense, when we have those occult principles, don't be ever afraid. That is the thing. Being here down to earth, we just have to rehearse. We just have to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Our vistas are not in the beginning. They are not the most glorious ones. But it is the work that we must do. We have to, all the time work with this Devic substance and this continuous work when we knock the heaven. Those little elementals are going to be organized on the mental level. So the higher substance are pouring in little by little, and then it again pulls more and more higher substance when we are keep on going, and our intention is to work. So that is a fact that no, we do not get these highest insights in the beginning, and even in a few months can be a great changes. As I was talking to them, to you then when we met in October, that these sentences that we are keeping in our minds and taking them into meditation, they are those rehearsals. They all the time, these dedicated moments that we have, and we focus, then it is organizing our minds. And don't remember that the hierarchy is called the Society of Organized Minds. So yes, it is that work that we need to do. Thank you for your question, and hopefully it was answering anything. Okay, then there is
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, this is the question from the question list that long time ago to ask about the EUN meditation. So if you think it is too long to answer that, then
Can
we
you
can
just
read
read
it.
that so
Yeah,
that
okay. So I will read that for you.
thank you.
EUN meditation. Among the 5 planetary centers, London, New York, Geneva, Tokyo, and Darjeeling, the Tokyo Center does not seem to have as many visible activities and information as other centers. Since Vietnam belongs to the Tokyo Center, is there a connection between the esoteric meditation practiced by this Vietnamese group to the development of the Tokyo Center?
Certainly, absolutely. So everything, when we do any occult meditation, there is that great part which is not considered often consciously by the disciples, by the groups. Very often we are looking the immediate environment, but yes, it absolutely has. And when we were talking about that last time, you know, the activity of this atomic activity, what has been going on there, is certainly about that how the center is moving forward. Tipton says that we move to the next plane via radioactivity. It's interesting. And of course, when we think about the highest planes are always the atomic planes. So we go through the atomic planes to the next level. So all of these changes, what has been there, and the deep catastrophes in one sense, and all the time they are like needing to deal with this poison, the radioactivity poison, which is about again transforming, and the poison can be looked, which is from the past. So and your work, when you can have this aspect in your and considering in your group life to just discuss about that, because it's really interesting. And I'm always, I love history, and I am a great reporter, so that mark everything down. So those who are coming after you, those disciples that you will cultivate, and now Lamkiet is leading you, and all of you who have been gathered around Lamkiet, so the impulse, what he has been receiving, and then you who have come together. So have that aspect in your conscious understanding that you are working also towards that center, or that center has stimulated you, because Tokyo needs to be awakened, stimulated, and Darjeeling as well, as it is said that there is this triangle between Geneva. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm talking too quickly. So Geneva, London, and New York, that is more active triangle. And all of these 5 centers, they are forming the 5-pointed star of humanity. Isn't that interesting? So the 5-pointed star is the symbol of the perfected man, right? So this 5-pointed star indicates the perfected humanity when all of these centers are functioning and stimulated and active. Okay, is there again something? And can you read that? And I cannot hear you. Are you there?
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't turn on my mic. So this is just a comment from Hoàng Quốc Khánh about the impressions that he had from the last lunar eclipse, that moment. So during that moment, he saw, like, he felt the oneness, the God transcendental, because we see the effect of Neptune is how because in Neptune we don't have boundary, so we can
Right.
see the image of God immanent, and he sees the link of planetary logos and Christ, not my will, that the will be done. And then he saw the
Beautiful.
release of humanity, and then the impression of the process of transmutation, and one humanity, one war, safe sacrifice. Vibrations are registered in heart, in the head center and the heart. Aspect produced from the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune with Uranus, the 3 synthesis planets in relation with hierarchy. Yeah.
Beautiful. These are very high thoughts and gives a lot of substance to one's own meditation and one's own possibility to see what is going on behind the scenes, and then reflecting that what is going on now in humanity, to hold these high points in one's mind. Very beautiful. Yeah. And this what is going on there, we talked about the Saturn already, and the Sun, and then the North Node and Neptune. By the way, that I wanted to talk with you. I have not been running to did he say about the time of the conclave anything about the initiation, but it's one good reason about this. And when we think about the group around Master DK, his group was there were on different levels, but majority of the people were just had been gone the first initiation and were working towards some of them towards the first years, but then towards the second. And Neptune is so much related to the second decree, but it is related to all what is these Christ forces helping humanity. So there is certainly in the group field, in our types of group, either the possibility to the second decree or this part of the greater second decree. So notice this Neptune position and talk with your meetings about that position, because it's amazing. It's at the last decree in Pisces. Amazing. It's the last decree that the special ruler is in last degree in Pisces, in the last Piscean full moon. These are huge things for us to recognize how all of this great plan is working out. So they they are the proofs really for ourselves that this time, what is now at our hands has been known by the hierarchy long time ago. We are in the great change at the moment. So dear friends, it's coming very soon, 2 hours. And yes, I really would like to continue, but I feel a little bit what I could say, because I'm just talking, I'm hearing my own voice, and I don't like that. I would like to have more discussion. So keep your questions, comments, write them to me, send them to me. But I would like to give you regards from Lama Klein. So this is Lama Klein, and the group which is going to Tibet, we should have a meeting with you as well. So he sends his love, and he is possible to talk with you now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the evenings. We could fix the time, what it would be. He is now in Korea, and he is on Thursday. He's then flying to Israel. So is there any possibility, for instance, to have the meeting tomorrow? Or is it too soon? Or should you just talk with among you?
You,
What
you
do you
know
think?
what
And
time Glenn is available tomorrow?
Korea is more near you, right? So how far it is
You know the
from Vietnam?
GMT time, so it's easier for us to
So he
calculate
was saying evening. So
evening.
he was suggesting in one of those 8, I think it was 8 p.m. GMT, but that is night for you, right? It's
Yeah, it's
already,
9
yeah.
for Vietnam.
So could you please make the suggestion about the times? You could and send for
Yeah.
me so that I could send for him, because he has now retreat in Korea, and so I think it's not too far from you time-wise. What do you think, Korea? How far it is from Vietnam?
1 hour.
Yeah. So it would work very well with you guys. I really want to be with you there. And please write your questions. He is fantastic teacher. He is very, very, very special. And as I told you, that he has been the one who has been a priest or working the Dalai Lama to come to the West. So his soul has had a huge dharma and responsibility in soul wise, even though he is hidden behind the scenes in that particular angle, and he has been writing on many books. So use him. He has enormous understanding and knowledge, absolutely huge. And I didn't ask about that, how much he would be taking. I think it would be nice, as we were talking earlier, because he is Lama the monk, so his income is coming via these donations. They don't ever take the salaries, but I think that we could work out to give something to him then. But anyway, work with yourself when it could be, and let us have a meeting with him. So
Thank you, Tuija, for that information. I think we will try to figure out the time soon this week before he fly to Israel. So that might be easier for him because time zone is closer to Vietnam.
That's right. So
Yeah.
if you could talk that, would it be possible like in some hours now that I could send that to him today? So
Yeah.
that and put all these time frames for you, what are possible that he said that he is free to talk with you, but in case about the times.
Yes.
So do you think that we are closing now our with the great invocation?
Yes,
And
thank you so much. And I think now I don't see any comments or any questions, so we can come to the closing of the meeting.
right, so I find my slides of the great invocation, and let us have the mudra. When we have our motto, never give up. So we never give up. And the mudra of turning of the wheel of Maitreya. So this way that the right hand on the top of the left hand, and then they form like they are like the eternal aid, and then you just have that it is just landing very naturally. And then I am putting the slides of the great invocation. So we will end into silence. So I play the last piece of music. I would put that ready. And then I will, just before ending, I will send my love, my gratitude. Keep on going, work hard, be nice to each other, love each other, and support everyone, and follow the guidelines of Lam Kiet. Love you.
Thank you, Tuija. And
Thank you.
Kiet, would you like to have some word to Tuija too?
Who?
Yeah, I'm just asking Kiet if
Oh,
if he has anything to say to you.
Thank you,
okay.
Tuija.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
soon.
you.
See you in
See you soon.
October.
Yeah. And everybody, welcome to Finland. And now we go, bye-bye. And now we have the great invocation together. And let us align still together with gratitude. And give our gratitude also to the great ones. And let us be gratitude of this great teaching, which has brought us together. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Oh.